Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. My name's Matt and this is Wakey Two Wheels, and you join me riding through the centre of Wakefield on a beautiful Sunday morning. And you can tell it's Sunday because I can smell nothing but Sunday dinners in the air. So today we'll be heading down the country today into the south, going to the Peak District, which you know I love, and we're hitting up a little cafe called the Blueberry Café. So sit back, enjoy the video, like, share and subscribe if you want to see more, and roll the music. Right guys, I have been getting questions off you through Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. I've been getting a lot of messages, questions about where I'm going to ride next, and you'll just have to wait and see. There was one lad, bless him, I wanted to mention him on the channel, but he's a bit nervous about stuff like this, so I'll keep him anonymous. But he was asking what was the story of me getting into riding. Well, I think the first motorbike I ever rode was a Honda Cub 90, I believe it was. It had no front tyre, so I went round the estate nicking inner tubes out of bushes. You could find them everywhere. Nicking inner tubes and wrapping them round the front wheel to simulate a tyre. It worked as well, because me and a friend of mine, Danny, we ripped that thing around the backfields almost every day. We loved it, and that was it. I was into biking. As I was growing up, couldn't afford a car, so got myself my CBT. I've had a few bikes on the CBT. I've had scooters, little 125 SRs. I had I can never pronounce this, a Riazu, which got nicked. But yeah, then I went out biking for a while, got myself a car, lived the comfy life for a bit, enjoyed not getting wet and not freezing my arse off everywhere I went. But as I grew up, I started missing biking. But I was always a bit scared. As you grow up, you realise that you're a bit more fragile than you were when you're teens. And yeah, I put myself off biking for a bit. I don't exactly know why, but yeah, I just talked myself out of it. But then I started a job with the ambulance service, and this is going to probably shock some people, because everybody's thinking, well, if you go to these RTCs with bikers involved and stuff like that, surely that should put you off. No, because at the same time I was going to these RTCs, I was going to some brutal, what we call DOAs, deaths, and they stem from nothing to do with motorbikes, nothing to do with cars. I come to the conclusion that you could literally walk out onto the street one day, trip over a flagstone, and that is the end of you. I know this is a really macabre topic to talk about, but that made me realise, if I'm gonna go out there and die a quick death, then why not doing something you love? And I think it was a month after that, 2 months after that, I went out and bought a bike. Yeah, If you can literally end your life from a falling branch and have nothing to do with it, nothing, no control over it, no say in it, then why not get yourself a motorbike and enjoy it a little bit? And knowing that makes you fear-free. But anyway, let's get on with it. I had another guy on Instagram message me and asked me, well, he was telling me that he was getting into biking again, like a lot of us do, and he was asking me, is it still affordable in this day and age? And I have to say yes. I know a lot of people are being put off by the arrival of electric vehicles and the prices that they can bring. My word, the prices of electric vehicles right now are astronomical, if you want brand new anyway. But there are still plenty of petrol stations out there. They're not a dwindling resource as of yet. You can still go on Facebook Marketplace or Auto Trader or anywhere that sells bikes and pick yourself up a nice little bike for next to nothing with an MOT, whatever cc you want, and go out riding. And it doesn't matter what you buy, as long as your knees are in the breeze, you are riding, you are a biker. You don't have to buy a Harley to enjoy the road. You don't have to buy the brand new V-Strom or sports bikes, Ducatis, whatever you're into. You don't have to buy the biggest and the best. You just have to buy one. They are still cool. Bikes are still cool, whatever you're riding. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to do a quick U-turn in the road. Which leads me on, which leads me on to my next point, which is any bike is cool. If you're going out there shopping for bikes, don't think, oh, I'm not getting that one because it doesn't look right. Any bike is cool. The one thing I love about biking is it doesn't matter what you ride, you are cooler than anyone else in a car. I remember it was, oh god, years ago, a decade ago at least, and I was in the work vehicle and I was sat at a traffic lights, and in front of me was at the time it was one of the brand new Warrior trucks. Absolutely gorgeous vehicles, I love them. Right next to it was a Porsche Boxster, Porsche Carrera S, beautiful car, beautiful car. and just behind that Porsche was his mate in a I don't know what kind of Ferrari it was, but it was a Ferrari. And I was looking at the drivers of these cars, and every single one of them was staring at a bloke on a monkey bike. This little bloke on a monkey bike sat at the traffic lights, just loving his day, looking around him, not even aware that these guys are behind him, and they were all staring at him. And I know for a fact they were either thinking, I wish I had one of them, or they're thinking, I used to have one of those when I was younger. That's how bikes work. Bikes are awesome. Oh, let's get around this corner, and there's some more views. Look at that. Now, sadly, my little fun stopper light has come on, so we're gonna have to go and find some fuel somewhere. I've just added it to me sat nav. And that's where we're going. Right. One of the other questions I got was, has there ever been a ride that's changed your life? And yes, I would love to say the very first one, when I stuck a GoPro on, but it wasn't. It was the second one. I got a GoPro off my father-in-law. I just happened to be mentioning GoPros. Now I'd love to film a ride, and he actually went to the bin. He says, I've just thrown this away, and it were a GoPro 1, or sorry, a GoPro Hero 2, and I cleaned it up, stuck it back in a case, stuck it on the front of the bike, and made my first little video, which was no talking in it. I literally just stuck it on the front of the bike and rode to Squires. Stuck some music behind it, stuck it up on YouTube for no reason at all. Didn't intend on starting a channel, but someone actually left a comment on it saying, nice little ride out, mate. And instantly, as soon as I saw that comment, I just thought, I can do better. And the second ride, I went out and I did better. Just gonna cut across here really quick. There we go. But yeah, I went out and did better. And that is the ride that made Wakey two wheels. Anyway, let's get some fuel in this. Hey mate, number 2 for you, please. Oh, there we go. No, you're fine. That gone through. Cheers, mate. Right, let's turn that petrol into some smoke and noise. Yeah. There we go. A lot of bikers out today, hell of a lot. So yeah, we are now topped up and full of fuel. Right, there we go. So it says here we have got 44 minutes and 20 miles to go. So maybe not officially, but this is what I would call the start of the peaks. Got all little lambs, it's lambing season, look. Oh, they've got tiny little lambs with them. But yeah, the roads have cleared up and it is surprisingly cold today. I don't know why it's so cold. It's supposed to be spring. I think it's going to warm up later on today, but I'm still having to put my heated fucking grips on. And there's the view. Now, we've been around this road a few times, but it still never ceases to be a stunning view. But there's going to be a lot of farm traffic, as you can see ahead of me. I've got to be careful of that. One of the other questions I got off the socials was, is there anything else apart from biking that I'm into? And yes, there is. Quite a lot, actually. Oh, let's get around this corner. This is steeper than it looks on that camera, I can promise you. I am into fishing. I do like me fishing. I have just applied for this year's rod licence, so I should be getting back out there on the lakes and catching me some carp, because my tackle needs a stretch. I'm also, now this is really dorky and really geeky, I'm sorry, but I'm also into ham radios. And I know that's some of you are like, what the hell's ham radios? Communications, basically. I know some of you that are my age, maybe a little bit older, used to mess about with CBs. Well, it's kind of like that, but with bigger and stronger radios. I can actually talk around the world on my radio, not just to my neighbours. Whee, that's a bad T-junction, is that? Cross junction, is that? But yeah, those are my main hobbies anyway. There's a lot of other little things I'm into. I like another geeky one is I actually collect valuable coins. I collect silver and gold coins. I also collect banknotes, and I'm just very proud that I've just got hold of a Confederate $10 note. I love the fact that I've got that at home. Lots of little bikies out today. Look at that sky. Loving that sky. I'm loving these roads. Oh. Choke point. Look at that. Oh, it's like a breath of fresh air for your soul. What the hell, man? have just entered the small town of Hope. That's H-O-P-E, Hope. And just look, there's the Hope Tea Rooms there. Wow, here's a beautiful little town, well, village, won't call it a town. Look at this, is that a castle ruin? That's a castle ruin right at the top there, I think. Wow. Do you know, I haven't been to Hope Valley for donkey's years, since I was a young'un. There's the Peak Hotel. I've been in that pub. Beautiful place this is. It reminds me a little bit of Snowdonia, which is another place I'd love to take you guys. The old Nag's Head, remember that place? Right, should have a right turn coming up, and the cast down there. And here we are. There we go. Right. Well, I'll look around, guys, and tell us what you think. You would not believe how steep that is. That is very steep. I feel like an old man today. I don't like it too. Bloody hell. Anyway, to the top. So guys, tell me what you think of the Blueberry Café and Hope Valley. Put it down in the comments for me. Now I kind of knew what I was getting into when I brought you here. What's going on in front of me here? But yeah, now I didn't film too much inside the cafe because, no offence to the cafe, it's very basic inside. There's a lovely little menu, nice seating area, but what makes that cafe is what it's attached to, and that is the visitor centre and the museum and the little gift shop as well that it's attached to. I got myself some little patches for my cut and got a couple of gifts for my mother. She collects fridge magnets, bless her, so everywhere I go I try and get her a fridge magnet. But I don't think you can fault me on the location of the place. The location is absolutely exquisite. I mean, it is so nice looking down there that it feels like it's not real. It feels like a film set. When you're stood in the castle, it actually feels like you can, I don't know how to explain it, you can feel what it were like back in the medieval times, in that kind of landscape that's surrounding you. For the parking there, now it says that you have to pay for your parking, but I don't know if I'm getting bikers in trouble by saying this. None of the bikers pay, and none of the bikers have ever suffered for that, if you know what I mean. I don't think there's anybody checking the bikes, so yeah, if you go down there, technically you can park for free. You go up to there's either a little kiosk where you can get your coffees and cold drinks, and there's lovely staff working behind the counter there, and then there's actually a bit you can sit inside as well, and it is a really nice place to sit. It is a really nice place to sit. It's got a nice little menu on. The little town that it's in, absolutely beautiful. Words can't describe how quaint and beautiful that little town is. I went to a cafe in the middle of town as well, just before I left. Sadly I didn't film it, but the breakfast there was one of the best I've ever seen. I also had a homemade brownie, and I have never had a better thing in my mouth. No jokes in the comments, please. No. The walk up to the castle, please be wary that it is the steepest walk I've ever seen, and I've walked a lot of castle ruins. I'm a relatively fit guy for my age. I still go running when I can. I still do a very active job. I am quite fit. I had to stop 2 or 3 times on that walk up to the castle. Yeah, so I'll let you all get on with your days. Everybody ride safe, and I'll see you all out there. Bye for now.